If you use Adobe XD, there's a good chance that you're going to want to click on buttons or hover over buttons and have items appear. Could be a keyboard, could be a pop-up, could be anything. And there's two ways doing it. I'm going to guess that you're doing the first version, so I'm going to show you a few ways around this. Now, if you do the first version, which is with hover states, this works really well, but it does have some severe limitations, which I'm going to show you how to get around. Now, what is the hover state? It's quite simple. You're going to take your image that you're working on, and when I hover over this woman's face, I want this read about me bit to appear. Really simple. So I'm going to click on her, I'm going to group it together, make components. Top right, I'm going to add a new state, a hover state. I'm just going to go over this really quickly. There's loads of videos on YouTube all about this, so if you don't know how to do a hover state, then there's quite a few guides out there for you to look at. Now, when you do a hover state, it goes between two different versions where by default, the item's on default see-through, then hover, that thing becomes, opacity is 100%. You do that for the other ones. I'm going to go to play, and this is really good in that I'll hover over and her thing appears, but I hover over, I can't really get out of it. I can get her, then I hover back over here. I'm just going into the text, and it's being triggered by the first woman. And this is kind of very annoying, it's unclean. I can't go back to the earlier state. So what I can do is a different technique, which is much cleaner, and I use all the time in my design work, and that is overlays. Now, overlays work in a similar way in that you've got your page, but you arrange things in just a better way. So here we are with my page. You can see that my overlay pieces that ought to appear are down the bottom. They're not on the page like with a hover state. So what I do is I'm going to remove this link here. And I'm going to show you how to walk through. So her face, the trigger. I'm going to go to prototype at the top here, tap for new interaction, and I'm selecting overlay. Now that's very important. Now, what I do is I then drag this little arrow to whatever I want to appear on the page when I click her face. In this case, it's that. You'll see this green box appear on the page, and that's saying that that thing I just linked to is going to appear in that place. So I want to drag this where I want it to be, and you see that as I drag it, it changes and I can see what's going to appear. So it's really easy to see. Then release, and that's going to be good. Now, I can then link the overlay piece to whatever page I want to, which in this case is going to be her face there for profile. So let's go into prototype, and you see here that we've got the page as we've got designed, really, really simple, stop the app. And as I move my mouse over, nothing happens. There's no false triggers. When I click on her face, it appears, and again, move my mouse all around, it's static. I can click off, and it's gone. I can click on this woman here, on this man there, and you see it works really nicely. So if I click on this woman in the middle, I can then click on her face, and because I've linked from that piece to the new page, this one works, and I can click back there. There's a problem with this, which is a bit annoying, and I really hope Adobe fix this, which is you cannot hover to trigger an overlay. Now with the different hover states, you just move your mouse over and whatever happens, happens. In overlays, you've got to do some kind of action like a click or a speech. You can get around this maybe by writing a little tooltip above your image saying click to activate or something like that. But you'll find that using overlays is definitely a cleaner, better way of working than just having hover states.